Dorotea, it is so nice to have you here.
Thank you
Welcome.
for having me.
Tell us a little bit about your role.
Yes, so I am a digital librarian with GroupM. Specifically, I work under the Chief Innovation Officer, and I manage digitech, which is our internal and proprietary digital library on insights and profiles from vendors, startups, new innovations, technologies that our agencies can source in their work for clients.
So do you have people from around the world that obviously they can access it remotely, but do you have people very much like a librarian saying, hey, look, I need 360-degree video, who do you recommend?
Perfect. So 3 parts to that question. Yes, since we are a global company, I actually had to implement in the schema and hierarchy specific data points on region and market information. To the second point, yes, because I'm a librarian, I do take reference questions, but we also want to design the system to make it so that users can be self-service, right? Because, you know, maybe time crunch, they don't want to wait for me, especially if they're in Australia or halfway across the globe, time differences, etc.
What advice would you have for a startup that's just getting into the business? You know, I'm a company in my dad's basement and we really want to work with all these top advertisers. What's your advice to them?
So make sure you're aware of the rules and regulations within the industry, right? And also the latest news. And don't try to, am I allowed to curse? Don't try to BS the innovation officer or any of the subject matter experts, right? They're going to understand that you're a startup, but on the same note, make sure that you are aware of what your competitive advantage is.
And do you find that a lot of companies struggle to articulate that?
So again, it really depends. You know, most of the vendors and startups I get, because you know they've already kind of been introduced by the innovation leads or by the chief innovation officer, or we already have a working relationship with them, they tend to already be at that stage where you know they already know what their point of view is. They have the documentation. Keep in mind when they submit to digitech, I have over 40 data points you need to fill out.
You must really have some interesting perspective on the industry. Tell us some of the things you're excited about.
The one thing I'm excited about, I think personally, is artificial intelligence. So recently I got to go in a self-driving car, which was an amazing experience. But I also think, you know, how it's going to change the transportation game and what's an in-car experience going to look like. I also think voice assistants are really fascinating. In fact, I just had to update our hierarchy to include compatibility or support for voice assistants. So do you do things with Amazon Alexa? Can you do analytics in Google Home? That's the kind of data points we want to be able to filter in the system, especially because we've experimented with those services in the past.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, thank you so much for spending this time with us and sharing all those insights. I've really enjoyed the conversation.
Thank you for having me. This has been fun.
You're most welcome.